Hey everyone, I am going to be giving you an example of making a graph for a target behavior and a replacement behavior. So we're going to start with your dates, and I'm just going to do 20 points of data. I'm going to do my target behavior is hitting, and then this particular student hits other kids when he's walking in line. So I'm going to find a replacement behavior of um, holding hands together while walking. And so I'm going to do a frequency for the hitting as the student doesn't hit as too frequently that I have to take duration. So for this one, we'll do all of the data. We'll do a zero for this one. So then now I'm going to also put in the replacement behavior data. And for example, if this student is learning how to do the replacement behavior at the beginning, then starts to increase his use of it. Okay, now I'm going to look at all this data and I'm going to rename this student A, target behavior, hitting, replacement. Actually, I'm just going to do student A, behavior data. So then I can also go in here too, and I can do target behavior and replacement behavior. Okay, and that's going to pop up at the top. I'm going to shorten that one a little bit too because it's kind of long, just depending on the student. You might need to be more specific, but for the purpose of this, I want it to be a little bit more concise. So I have the dates on the bottom. Right here, I do notice that there is no y-axis title. So I am going to actually double click. I want to make sure everybody knows what my information is. So I'm going to go to charts and axis titles. I am going to click on the vertical axis title and I'm going to type in behavior frequency. Okay, and then it pops up on the side right here. So as we can see, the target behavior is blue. There it is. Replacement behavior is red. And with this information, I'm actually going to go back into customize because I want to see if my information or if my intervention is working and my target behavior is going down. So now we're going into the review portion of this data. So I'm going to make it a little bit bigger so we can look at it. So now I'm looking at this data. I am going to go to series. I'm going to go to the bottom. I'm going to give myself some trend lines. So as a team, I would look at this data. I'm going to say, all right, let's start with the target behavior. I can see it's a little bit all over the place, kind of all over the place. We had a spike here and it's dropping. Still a little variable, but I do have a decreasing trend line, which means my target behavior is going down. So the behavior that I'm targeting, the behavior that I want to get rid of, is going down. And now I'm going to look at the replacement behavior. So we are teaching student A how to maybe hold their hands together instead of hitting. And a side note too is you want to make sure you're using positive reinforcement with your replacement behavior. So every time the student is engaging in this replacement behavior, you absolutely want to positively reinforce that. You're teaching them this behavior. It is, say it's a proactive strategy at the top of their bib and one of their teaching skills. So I can see the trend line here is increasing. And that's showing me my replacement behavior is working and the student is engaging in that replacement behavior. This one's a little bit more consistent, kind of hovering up here at the top. The target behavior is still a little inconsistent. So, for example, me looking at this data, I would say I need to take a little bit more data on my target replacement behavior just to make sure my target behavior is actually decreasing. We don't see any more major spikes, and my replacement behavior is increasing still and staying consistent. After it has stayed consistent, you can start shaping that or changing your method of reinforcement or your schedule of reinforcement. And that can look like changing it from a 1-to-1, where every time he puts his hands together, I give him positive reinforcement. Now that I can see that it's consistent, he's starting to generalize it, I am going to change that schedule of reinforcement to every 2 times he puts his hands together instead of hitting. I'll reinforce him. And then we can start to shape that a little bit more.